Okay. Apparently, I had to connect it on G 3 by 0, but I've connected onto 0 by 3. That's okay. That's not going to be an issue. Let's save this configuration and let's ping it up. If I ping it up at 150.1.7.200, I'm able to 36, able to. So if I'm able to ping in that way, then okay, sounds okay to me. There's a loop back for this, like 192.168.4.1. Okay, so I've given the route in that way as well. So if like there is a problem, I think it will be missing in that way. And my gigabit one, okay, which is that. If I go 1.7.200, strange. Oh, okay. That's where my connectivity was a problem. Okay, now I'm able to ping that. Yes, then my FTD is also should be able to ping that. Route friend. Five two. Is 5.2 route there? No, it's not there. So I need to add a route. Route in PowerShell. So now if I go onto my branch PC, let me check if like a branch PC is able to. I think the trace out is not allowed on the firewall. I guess that's the reason. One of the reasons, like it's like that way. But let me just do an NS lookup and check. Yep, it got resolved. The default server came into the proper way. So I think with that way, let me just go ahead and check like if the engineering. Otherwise, I would have gotten a like an error here for like the default server is not reachable or something in that way. Yes, it's getting resolved and now. Okay, so like if that is the way, like I think that was a problem on the topology front, and my switch one is actually configured like in to connect to the gateway. Okay, so like that syst one is actually the gateway for all the like the ICE and the Active Directory and the management and everything. So that is the way it's like that. So now I need to change the date and time settings. Add clock on different time zone. Synchronize. I need to synchronize the time. So R1 dot Cisco dot local and update now. Was it synchronized at 3:09 because the timeout period expired. Let me go ahead and check on like where is exactly the destination that way. That's your 231. Okay, so 231. I've seen somewhere. That's my 231. Okay, which means it's actually should be able to configure in that way. Am I able to ping 150.1.7.1? I am able to. Okay. Sure. But my DNS is actually working. Okay, so NTP is actually kind of like, okay, we can solve that. Let's go ahead and check if like I'm able to reach my you know, engineering server. Yes, it's actually kind of getting resolved. If I go and configure that in that way, I'll get a web UI of a Cisco.com's page, the admin and user at the rate 123, or else actually it's since it's a router. It's getting logged in. So like we are going to get that. And now what we have to check is go back to the management PC and check like if we are able to get the analysis for this. So let's go back to the management PC, go into analysis and connections. You can see there's a lot of traffic going on. And like most of the times it's actually kind of like for this, like source IP, you can see the DNS IP 200 that's actually kind of reaching there. And it's actually trying to reach using the UDP ports and all. I think it's like almost done. Like we are done with this, like the site-to-site VPN for it. And like we're done with this lab for the FortiGate part. Sorry, the FTD part. We don't need to configure anything else. So I think it's done. Like we don't need to do any configurations for FTD. The site-to-site VPN is reachable. The NTP we can actually configure and like we can check why it is not able to do that. Okay, so one, I'm able to reach one. I'm able to reach 200. Then basically comes on the R3. Okay, so let's check for R3. What is the IP address for R3? 243. So if I go on to R1 and I just say 243, I'm able to reach there as well. So I think the like if I'm able to reach in that way, then it should be the synchronization should happen as well. Have I given the route for FTD? Let me check. 231. That's right. It should be reachable. Let me check on the DNS if it is resolving DNS. Yep, it's resolving. So it should get connected. Okay, so I don't know why it's like a problem on this. The R1 is actually configured for NTP. Okay, so let's check for the NTP what configuration has been done. There is one master and there is one MD5 key there, and it is authenticating on that. Okay, yeah, it got configured in that way. So I think I need to do the DNS lookup once, and then actually like I got the successful synchronizations with this, and I'll just click an OK here. I think we're done for the lab today. So, like, if any questions, please let me know. Like, you can see the CSR router there. So, like, the configurations for the site-to-site VPN is actually working fine for us. Otherwise, we will not get the DNS page in that way because the configuration was basically I've not configured anything between them. Okay, so it's just these routes between them, and the configuration here is about this loop back. So the branch PC is able to do like a branch to like a site-to-site VPN between the FTDs and then reach to the R13 for the engineering lookup. Okay, so like after that, it's actually configured in that way. And my DNS server, which basically like is connected to 150, the cloud interface. I'm just going to show you the cloud interface, cloud one for this in that way, and we have to configure the switch should actually have one cloud connected. Okay, so otherwise it's not going to work in that way. So like if I say that this is how the configurations are done for the exams, it's these things will already be connected into the exams. Okay, so like you don't have to worry about those. Just you need to do is like ping and do a trace out or do the DNS lookups before like testing the configuration so that you are reachable. Okay, so like on the FTD, I don't think so. Like the ping and trace out is gonna work. The DNS is of course gonna work in that way. So like you will be able to do the test. But like in order to just configure the portions, you will not actually do anything which is basically not told to you. So like you will not able enable ping or trace out into the exams for FTDs. Otherwise they might detect the marks and all. So like just be cautious about it. Okay. So any questions?
Yeah, hello.
Tell me.
Yeah, initially, actually, due to some network issue, I was having some problems. So, just
This
I
session is recorded, so that's not going to be an issue. Just go ahead with your questions now. Yeah.
so this entire setup is made on EVNG, right?
Yes, it's all
On a
on
single system.
EVE-NG. It's all on EVE-NG. The only difference is gonna be is like the DNS center is gonna be on a different server altogether because it actually takes a lot of RAM and CPUs. So that is going to be
Correct.
an I'm not covering that in this as of now. The DNS center will actually come into the later in the labs when I'm doing that topic. Each month I do a free training, so like that's gonna be like in like one of the topics, and that is gonna be DNS Center.
Correct. And this one, the entire setup that is being working currently is currently on the same system. So that means what is the capacity of the system, like RAM and all that, how it is
Uh,
supporting this?
for this EVE-NG, which is basically having all these devices running, it's 256 GB RAM, and like it's having some around 70 cores or something. Okay, so like I'm just given 56 cores as of now to this lab. for this. Basically, like I'm using CSR routers, which is gonna be the best routers to use it as of now. You can actually use some different like options in that way. Like you can use the VIOS or IOL as well. But for the slab, since I have that capacity, I'm using that way. So if you can see, let me just zoom in so that you guys have a proper view. So I'm using CSR VNG. Okay, so like this is the template I'm using. So basically, like if I go and to a node and I go into the CSR V 1000B, it's going to be like my images are already pre-configured in that way. So this is how the images are configured for us. So we cannot actually like all the devices which is basically pre-configured in that way. We are not going to do it in the, such way. So like if I go and check it on the the pre-configuration, there's nothing in it because it's actually pre-built images for these things. And most of the times it's like the configuration is like I said you like it's 72 cores and 256 GB RAM minimum. And hard drive is like I think one terabyte is actually more than enough for the hard drive spaces for this. Hard drive is not an issue for the EVNG. On the second server, which is going to be the DNS server, it's like you know again, it's kind of the same server, but it actually requires 56 CPUs as well as 256 GB RAM, and it actually consumes a lot of RAM. Like even if I check my DNS server sitting idle, DNS enters sitting idle, it's still consuming 200 GB of RAM. So like it's like nothing you can do about that part. So better like in order to go past the exams, I don't recommend like making a home lab and setting up in that way. Of course, if you have already that kind of money, then that's a different case and altogether. But what I recommend is go for a rack rentals. It's actually kind of better. Like you don't need to do any investments because you might invest in the servers, but server is just actually the initial purchase is nothing actually. The thing is, it's actually the
Maintenance.
power. The power is actually kind of the main thing because the servers, like if you have servers, you'll be requiring switches. You might be having requiring the a dedicated connections for the static IP with the internet, so that you can practice anywhere into the possible way. Apart from that, if you have a dedicated connection, so you need a VPN. So you might need a firewall or something in that way, like a small router or firewall to do the VPN connection. Apart from that is like it actually like just increases your cost to go ahead like in it.
Maintenance is costly
Yeah,
for
the
this thing.
maintenance is very costly because the thing is it's actually the power is actually going to be more because these servers are industrial level servers, and if like into your home lab, if you keep the servers, the power is going to be like extreme.
Okay.
Sorry. So consider the bills of your electricity go up.
Mm. Yeah.
Anything else?
Awesome. Another thing is from this ASA to this switch,
Yeah.
why there are three connectivities like T3?
You should go and watch my previous sessions for like on the YouTube. We already have posted this sections on the YouTube. This ASA 1 and ASA 2 is like these two ASAs are basically having three connectivities, and both of them are basically into context. Okay, so like we have three contexts in it. So there's going to be an admin context, the C1 context, and C2 context. In the C1 and C2 context, the Ethernet 0 is going to be having into inside. The Ethernet 1 is DMZ and Ethernet 2 is going to be outside. So for the same thing, we're going to have it for both of the sides. Okay, so the in this lab, what I did was the above ASA is going to have C1 context, and the down, like the below one is going to have C2 context. The routing between them was actually going to be happening in that way. That's
Okay,
the reason we had like three ports connected in that way.
got it. Got it.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to wind up the session for today. Like any other questions, just let me know. Otherwise, you can actually put it in the chat. I'll be like, you'll be getting the recordings on the YouTube as well. So like you can actually Just go ahead and view there. And we're gonna like, if anything, any other questions, then let me know. Like we have 5 to 10 minutes more.
Hi, brother.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, the session will be start on the language of Indian, English and Hindi, or
It's
other
gonna be
language.
most of the times it's gonna be English because there are multiple people joining on together like all over the world. There are people from Nigeria, there are people from USA, there are people from like Europe and Asia as well. So like that's the reason we are doing it in English so that everybody understands this.
And okay, the session timing. What is the timing? Indian Standard Time
It's
is common.
it's 2 o'clock.
It's
It's
low.
actually 2 o'clock to like 4 o'clock. It's actually just 2 hours sessions, and we're gonna do the lab into the section wise. So like we already have 3 sections or done for this. The first one was basically between the you know the ASA 1 and ASA 111B, which is basically the VPN. It is already there on the YouTube.
Mm.
I'm sorry. The second one was basically between the ASAs, these two ASAs having the failover with the context, and that was actually done, and it's already there onto the YouTube again for this one as well. And this one is going to be the this session was basically like prioritized for FTD and FMCs only. So this is also done, and this is going to be there onto the YouTube.
Okay. And Cisco Eyes.
Cisco ICE is already there onto the YouTube as well. I've actually done the Cisco ICE for the first day. The topology was very simple. I just connected one single ICE with a switch and the ASAs and all kind of like devices, such as the wired devices. I just did the wired maps and the .1x configurations onto the PCs. So I have 3 PCs, all with a different flavor of operating systems, and I even took an Android tablet for that. So like that's already there onto the web. You can actually post just check it out the Hind Networks channels for it.
Okay, brother. Okay. And the timing duration, you are saying that the 2 hours. After two
Yeah, it's
hours,
two
there will
hours.
be a time
It
slot will
can
be
extend. It
allowed.
can extend. It can extend. Like if we are facing any troubleshooting perspectives into the lab, if we are facing any like problems or something, it can extend like a half an hour or 1 hour most of the times in that way. Otherwise, it's actually kind of like 2 hour sessions. Okay, so not going to be an issue. Like I'm covering as of now, I've just covered ICE as well as like ASAs and FTDs. I have to still do the ICE with the like FTDs and like ASAs connectivity and everything in that way. I have to do WSAs,
Mhm.
ESAs, and every other topic possible onto the lab. Okay, so don't worry, I'll be doing in that way. Every month it's going to be like one topic coming up, and like it's going to be free session for that. Okay, so 2 hour sessions is going to be that, and I'm gonna like teach it in that way that you guys are basically like had just completed the CCNA and came up in that for the lab part. So when I'm talking about this, it's actually kind of a boot camp for kind of things. Okay, so like you might be knowing things. So I'm just going to show you into the lab like how the lab is going to be like there into the like official exams. It's going to be a replication. Okay, so it's not going to be an exact lab like what it is going to be in the exam, but it actually is going to be slightly different, and most of the times it's going to be different with the subnets and all kind of things. But the concept remains the same. So if you actually complete this lab, I think you might be able to like solve it some things into the exams as well.
Okay, okay. Actually, the will it require to be after the training session? Will it require to be by the same CCIE security lab in the other than the portal, like Spoto or other?
That is basically like of course it is, because it's not the real lab which I'm talking about. It's actually kind of like that things which is gonna be there into the exams. Okay, so it's like these are the concepts which I'm showing what it is going to be an exam. It's just a free flavor, or like it's kind of a free demo to you guys. So let's think about what you're going to get into the real life, like the real things. Okay, so like that's why I'm actually kind of showing you in that way. Of course, you need to go and purchase some things in it. So like later on, you need to go purchase the dumps and whatever things you need, and like or the things like the rack rentals and all. So go ahead, go purchase that things and start practicing accordingly.
Okay, 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 fine.
Yeah. Any other questions? Somebody? Okay, so like we're gonna wind up the sessions. I hope that you have been like learning something in these sessions, and it might be a refresher for you guys. Like when since you are basically like working professionals or some like people who are basically working into the industries and they are coming up to study and all. So like it should be a good refreshers for you guys as well. So thank you for your time for me, and like I hope you learned something for today.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.